Hey guys, Technoventure here with the video for you guys. In today's video, we're going to be unboxing a really cheap iPhone 6s from eBay in 2021. We did a similar video last year for the iPhone 6s that I bought from eBay, but the prices have gone down and I decided to buy another one in 2021 so you guys can see an updated video of buying iPhones, even if you're not buying iPhone 6s or any of the iPhones from eBay, how you can buy really cheap iPhones. We're going to talk about that and how you can find these deals that we find and what you can expect out of it, so stay tuned. But before we go ahead and get started, if you guys are new to our channel, we do a lot of tech news, reviews, and giveaways, so make sure to hit that subscribe button. So, and also if you guys are in the market for one of the newer iPhones or any of the iPhones at a discounted price, make sure you guys check out the link in the description section. So let's go ahead and get started with the unboxing. As you can see, it came in this generic cardboard box here. We already took the tape off here so you can quickly access it, and this is the iPhone 6s, and the iPhone 6s in 2021 might be the oldest generation of iPhone that might still be worth it to get in 2021, and that's probably the most affordable phone right now for iPhone on the market. As you can see here, we have, it came in this box, and in the box here we have these, looks like chargers, the wall adapter, pretty generic. It looks like it's probably not the original one, as you can see here. It doesn't have with the box, but these are probably third party off market OEM charger that they gave us, so not original, but that's fine. We'll leave those aside and then take a look at the actual phone here. As you can see, it came here attached to this thing that probably secures the phone from moving around or getting damaged in transit. And here we go, we have a bubble wrap here. Let's take that off, and here is the space gray edition of the iPhone 6s. There's a sticker and a label here, which the sticker probably, if you go ahead, it probably does come off. There you go, looks like that comes off pretty nice and cleanly. And then there's a green sticker up top here as well. We're just taking this off so that we can really thoroughly examine the phone here. Alright, so we took the stickers off here, off the phone, and as you can see here, the iPhone 6s here, there's a way we've noticed between the 6 and the 6s, there's slightly different model. Sometimes people don't know the 6s you determine from a 6 is that S down here, and you can see here body of this phone on the back looks pretty clean for a used phone. This is a used phone. It is not a new phone, but the reason why it's used, it looks like overall the body here looks clean, the bottom here looks clean, and then this side there's a little bit of nick on this corner, so it's not completely all clean, but aside that, looks pretty clean phone in almost a great condition for the back body. And then the front screen here, as you can see, there's just a little bit of grease from fingerprint, but no major scratches or anything like that. If you look up close, there might be maybe minor scratches, but it's really hard to see. So overall, the phone looks clean. We're gonna go ahead and turn this phone on. It's a little bit dirty here, so it does need a little bit of wiping. It is turning on right away, so that's good. Sometimes when you buy phones from eBay or Amazon, they might not turn away right away because they've been in storage and it takes, time to come through, so it might take a while. So whenever you buy from eBay, it generally takes for me a couple days, like 3 to 4 days, sometimes even shorter, sometimes maybe up to 5 to 6 days. So depending on the holidays and the weekends and when you order it, it does take fairly decent time to come. Doesn't take too long, but there's a little bit of wait. As you can see here, it's already turned on, powered on. It looks like it's been reset here, so we're going to go ahead and try to set it up to the home screen to make sure there's no issue, like it's not iCloud locked or anything like that. And we're going to talk about a couple tips for you guys whenever you guys are buying a phone from sites like eBay, what to really look out for, things like that. A couple things you want to look out for when you're buying from eBay, especially. The first thing is when you're looking at a listing, it's really important to look at the seller's rating. On a page, when you click on it, you see it on the right hand side or all the way at the bottom. There's a seller's profile that tells you what the name of the seller is, how much feedback you get. You want to buy from a seller that has at least 1,000 or more, and the rating under that, there's also a rating percentage. You want it as close to 100 as possible. It could be like 98, 99, anything above 95 or better, it's definitely good to go with it. And once you see that, the other thing you want to look for is the condition of it. You want to buy either seller refurbished, phones that are graded at least 7 plus or above 10 or 10 scale. You want to buy maybe B plus or higher. So sometimes sellers will rate it differently. It depends on the seller. So they'll do different things with the phone. The next thing you want to do, of course, when you do that, make sure the seller has at least a 30-day return policy. Most sellers that sell a lot are going to have that 30-day guarantee. So if there's any issues with it, you can return the phone within 30 days. And lastly, read the description thoroughly to make sure the phone is what you're looking for. Example, you want to buy an unlocked phone if you want to use it on any carrier. If you want to buy it specifically for a specific carrier, that's fine as well. Usually with unlocked phones, they're a little bit more expensive compared to the ones that are carrier locked to a specific carrier. So make sure you contact your carrier to figure out if there's any restrictions, if you can use an unlocked phone on the network. The last thing you want to do is buy a phone that's not able to unlock. So as you can see here, we are able to get to the home screen. The phone is not iCloud locked. That's the other thing you want to look at. If a listing says iCloud activation locked or something like that, don't buy it, even if it's super cheap, because those are pretty much impossible to get around, and they're mostly for parts, or unless you really know how to get them unlocked. Even if the seller said you can get them unlocked, most likely you won't be able to unless you know how to do it for sure. So as you can see here, the phone is good to go. We are at the home screen. This looks like it has iOS 14 already installed. You can see the app widget and icon here. And then the next thing you want to do once you set up the phone is start testing things like the buttons to make sure the volume up and volume down works, your silent on and off, your power button, of course, your home button, things like that. Of course, in the setup phase, if you set it up for Touch ID, make sure the fingerprint reader is working. As you can see here, it's working fine. Make sure the screen doesn't have any depth resolution. The 3D touch is working. As you can see, we're pressing on. You can move it around, touch all the part of the screen to make sure there's no glitch or anything like that. You want to check things like camera to make sure the camera is functional, front and back, both camera. You want to make sure they're functional. And then the next thing you want to do is, if you have a chip, you want to put the SIM card in there so you can get phone service, all of that and much more. You probably want to take out things like open up voice recorder to make sure the voice is working. So if you open up like voice memo and to test it out, you can say hello, 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 and this will allow you to detect the microphone and the speaker, of course, things like that. Of course, if you put the SIM card in, make sure the SIM card reads all of that. But the phone, for the most part, you want to buy phones that said fully functional and no issues with it, because you don't want to buy a phone that the camera doesn't work or button doesn't work, even if it's discounted. But you can find really cheap phones without really any issues. Sellers guaranteeing that there's any issues with it and it's not fully functional, you can return it. They'll give you a prepaid label, and then you can send it back in the same box you got it and get your money back. Of course, to test all of this, we did a video on how to test out this. Make sure you guys check out that video. That's going to be linked down below in the description. You can do it manually or downloading these apps that allow you to test the full functionality of the phone. Make sure you're getting the best out of your money's worth and that there's no issues with the phones. You can also check things like if the phone is real or not, all of that and more. You can check. Usually we did a video on things to check for. The first, probably the most important thing you want to check is make sure you get to the app store. Most phones that are real, they'll take you to the app store. If it's a fake phone, it'll take you to a Google or some Android Play Store, and that's how you can tell right away. You want to make sure you're able to sign into your iCloud and things like that, much more that you want to go in depth. And the iPhone 6s, if you guys haven't checked out the video, we also made a video on why the phone is still worth it in 2021. It is probably the last generation of the older phones that gets the iOS 14 update, which is the latest update, and it's a budget-friendly phone. This one we were able to get under $70 from the seller here. The seller will leave the link in the description section to the discounted iPhone 6s and other phones. The seller specifically might not have this one anymore because they sell out really quick. So you're gonna have to look around for a seller that has, you know, really good positive rating. They describe the phone, make sure it's compatible with your carrier, make sure that they have at least a 30-day return policy so you can return it. And lastly, of course, do your best judgment. If you see a phone that the seller doesn't have any ratings and it's a really good deal, most likely it could possibly be scam. But most of the time, eBay guarantees if there's any issues with it, they'll cover you for it as long as you're staying within eBay and not making any payment outside of the eBay system. So hopefully this video is helpful. If this video is helpful, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Also, if you guys have any questions, leave it in the comments section. Thanks for watching, guys. See you guys next time.